Hey guys, Jay here. Today I'm going to be talking about how I altered this Yun Jin cosplay. So before I begin, I will link everything that I did down in the description, like all the stuff I bought and all that kind of stuff. So there will be, there will also be a playlist up in the top corner, as well as also in the description, for everything that I've done with this costume. It'll be all the unboxings and then this video. So there's going to be 3 unboxings. The costume itself, which has the boots and some accessories in that same video, and then the 2 spears that I bought. So all that'll be in the description, as well as links to almost everything that I bought to alter it. So all of the accessories will be linked down there that I bought, all of the extra things that I put on here, the shops for that will be linked down in the bottom, all that kind of stuff. So let's get started with the belt, because it's right in the middle here and it has the most stuff done to it. It's the hardest to explain. So the belt came and it was all 2D and flat, and I don't know if you can see it very well in the video here, but these are all 3D. They're all casted in resin, but it was just screen printed onto the belt, and it wasn't even like correct. These little triangle pieces here, these were like really pushed forward, like way over here, and they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be way over here. The middle piece of the belt, the center piece, was completely inaccurate, so I bought a new one, which is what this one is, and had to alter that one to get it to fit, and all kinds of stuff. So the fabric that I used, that's why I said most of the stuff is linked. I can't link this fabric because I don't know what it is. I lost the receipt, and I can't find it, so I can't give you the name of what this fabric is. But it is a very similar fabric to what is used on the rest of the costume. That way it had the same look to it. I was debating using vinyl because it kind of looks like it should be possibly a vinyl, or a leather or something, but vinyl for cosplay because it's cheaper. But I couldn't find any in the right color. This is the closest color we could find. It was supposed to be like a purple mauve color, or burgundy almost, like a mix of all of that. And this is the closest we could find. We couldn't find anything else. Everything else was either way too dark or way too light. So I found this one and just used it and just put it on and sewed it to it. So that was the best I could do, and so that way it covered up all of the pictures that were on it, because I was going to flip it around and use the other side, but it was really bad and wrinkled up, and I'll probably show you B-roll of that on the other side. But down here on the peak here, it was like super folded over really bad, and you didn't want to see that on the outside, so I had to cover it. There was nothing else I could do. But these 3D pieces were all resin cast by Dangerous Ladies on Etsy, who are really well known for their 3D work and their resin work and their files and all that stuff. So I went with them, and I even asked them, hey, can you 3D print some pieces custom that, I was like, what are the sizes you have? And they gave me all the sizes, and I was like, there's a couple pieces that I need larger than what you guys have. Is it possible to have you guys do that and just 3D print them to the measurements I need? And they said yes and did it. So that was this piece here, which I have 2 of because I broke one. But I'll talk about that when I get to it. As well as all of these pieces on the belt, except for this. So it was just these diamonds and the triangles, and then the pieces on the hat. So this piece here, the brooch thing, and the one on the hat. There's 2 on the hat, because another one over here for when I talk about it. Those 2 pieces, or 3 pieces, were custom 3D printed to the measurements I wanted. So that worked out. In the unboxing for the entire costume, I showed off this piece, which was a different colored gold. I actually repainted this to match the rest of these, because this was like a really bright gold, and I couldn't get any bright gold that would work on these and look correct, so I had to repaint this one to match. But in the unboxing video, I showed these pieces off. It was this and 2 hat pieces, but they were from a different company. And so if you want to see what they look like, just go to those videos or that video or whatever. It's not really a big deal. They just look like crap. I'll tell you not to buy them. Just buy this piece if you really want, because this one's actually really nice. You can buy this piece separate, and it's on the same exact page. So they have all the pieces on one page. So just click this one and buy this one. Don't buy the other ones. I just bought all of them. Don't do that. And then the boots, which I didn't do anything to. I didn't alter them at all. I'm just putting soles in them to make them more comfortable, and that's it. There's nothing different. Those will be linked in the description too if you want the boots. So if you want those, there you go. But basically that's everything you can see for the belt. The back of the belt, I actually altered kind of too. It was Velcro straps, but so they still work. So I made it so that this didn't cover the straps, but I also added 2 buttons so that the Velcro doesn't come off. The Velcro was having a lot of trouble staying on me. Like if I breathed too much and my, you know, your stomach expands when you breathe in, it would start to come undone. So I added the 2 snaps so that it wouldn't do that anymore. And I just tried to make them the same gold. They match good enough. They're like a weathered gold. This is what I had for gold anyway. And I didn't want to repaint them because they're metal. But then this piece right here, this tassel tie thing, this is actually super accurate and the correct color. So I'm happy about that. It was hot glued on. You can actually still see the spot, but the hair is going to cover it, so it doesn't really matter. So I just put a pin back on it, like a safety pin type back that you'd put on like a bow or something like that. And I just pin it in and it's fine and it stays. The only other things I actually did to the rest of the costume itself, other than the hat stuff, which I'll get into in a moment, is there's these little ties on it. They're really weird. I don't know why they have them or what they are or what they do, but they're little black ties here. They're figure 8s, and that's it. They don't have any like tied areas. So I had to figure out how to do that. So what I did was they had little black ones. I don't have them anymore because I threw them all out and that garbage got taken out. It's gone. So I don't have them to show you, but I might have them in the B-roll. But you'll see them when I do the thing. But I trace out with black rope, this is the same rope that I used to use on my Rimuru sword from that time I got reincarnated as a slime in 2019. I have a bigger one since then that I put on a different sword, but this rope was from the original rope that I bought for that. And I just traced it out over the piece that was already there, and then, you know, cut that off, sewed it together in the center where the figure 8 connects, and then just took the piece off of the costume itself and then sewed this in place. And that's all I did. And then the other thing is on the sleeves here, these ones like to get damaged or, well, misshapen a lot, but there's these, I don't know what these are called, but they're some rope thing. I couldn't find anything online at all for these so that I could replace what was there. This is what was there. These are EVA foam, basically. These are like cheap EVA foam, and they just like cut them out. I think they must have laser cut them because the edges feel like they're laser cut, but they were all exactly the same. Like they were matching 100%. You could stack them and it looked like one. So they must have laser cut these out of the exact same copy pasted template, because there's no way this was by hand, or they would have been at least, they wouldn't have been perfectly matched to each other. So they must have laser cut these. But yeah, they're not very good. These are the thickness that I need, but I couldn't find rope that thick in the right color, other than trying to find it online, and I didn't know what thickness to get. So I just bought whatever I could find, which was a lot thinner, and it's actually the same as the red that's on the head pieces or the hat pieces or whatever. And it was literally the exact same kind, just a different color. Like, it had the same packaging, it was from the same Joann's and everything. Yeah, I just used the pink, and I don't know if I took a video of how to make this shape, like this design, but I will. If I didn't, then I'll take extra pink that I have and make it again with B-roll and put it in this spot, but I don't think I have it right now. It's whatever. Anyway, that's literally all I did to the costume itself. And then the vision here actually does light up, so there is actually a battery pack, but the batteries aren't in it right now. The batteries that it takes are these 2032s, and I got Energizer ones because that's all I could find at Fred Meyer, at the local Fred Meyer over here. And it lights up from the top. It's really hard to tell, but I'll probably take video of it or something so it's easier to see. But I heat formed the wire to go around the inside of here, so that it, and then I like went up a little bit up the collar and sewed it in very carefully so that you can't see any of the wire. It hangs a little lower than I wanted it to, so I might undo that and redo it to position it a little higher because, as you can see, it's not matching. And this is as high as this is supposed to be, and it's supposed to match. But these are Velcroed on. Well, this is anyway. So I can lower this if I have to, but I have to add more Velcro to the back of it so that it stays on better, because it's only like half the Velcro right now, and I don't want that to fall off. So I'll see what I can do later with that. I'm going to remove the Velcro from this side right here because you can see it. It's annoying to me, so I'm going to remove that. And then all the tassels, there's tassels on the bottom as well. They're all still in their plastic because I don't want them getting ruined before we get there. I'm going to remove these at the convention. Like when it's on, I'm probably gonna have my friend do it and have them remove these when it's on. That's the perfect time to do it so that they're not ruined. So they don't get ruined on the way down there. That'll be perfect. And then I think that's it. Oh yeah, the sleeves were really big, so I had to sew them shut a little more so they fit better. That's everything I did to it. To this anyway, to the costume portion. So, or the outfit portion. So the hat is what's next. And I'll talk about that, I guess. Oh, the vision, I'll post also in the link in the description. I got it from some dude on Etsy who was really cool, and he printed them to the sizes that I wanted. So I got this one, and Atlas, my friend Atlas, who's on this channel a lot, is doing D-Luke, and we got his there too. So his is about the same size, but it's the Mondstadt one, and it's fire. But it's the same thing. It lights up and it has the same battery pack and everything. For the hat, this is probably the hardest thing to explain. I did get B-roll of everything, so that helps. So these tassels here, I have one for each side. There you go. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, I have one for each side. Those came with the hat. These things that came with the hat were really, really crappy. And I mean, I have, like, I think they're broken somewhere over there in my stash of stuff, but they were really bad. So these were those 3D printed ones from Dangerous Ladies, and all they did was 3D print the horseshoe shape, the part that's gold here, and it wasn't gold, it was like a pinkish color, I think, when they printed it. I don't remember. And then they resin casted the gem. And then what I did was I took and traced out this shape, the horseshoe shape, and then cut that out of black while leaving the center intact like this. So you can see here the center is intact still, and you can see what I did to everything there. But I'll get to that in a moment. And then I glued the piece on, and well, I dremelled around it first to make sure it wasn't all ugly looking, or super ugly anyway. And then just glued everything on. I super glued everything on. I didn't even use contact cement or anything. It stays just fine, and this is what the foam that I used. It's not regular foam, and that's because I wanted it to be super sturdy. And this red foam on the back here is also what the foam, because again, I didn't want it to rip or anything, so I used the strongest foam I could possibly, get. What I did to do the tassel is just glued on, if you can't tell. It's just under here, and this is just to keep it on. Then there's multiple layers of red here to raise this snap, which I'll get into in a moment. That's just so that the snap is higher than these red rope pieces, so that it stayed on and didn't like angle all weird. That's why that's like that. So to make these red loop things, they're literally just circles that I sewed together. And like I sewed the circle together first just to make a loop, and then I glued the loops, I sewed the loops together, and that's it. And then they're only held on by little spots of glue. So this red one right here, this strip is holding this down so they can't come off. And then they're glued like right here, and that's it. And they stayed pretty fine, so I'm fine with that. And because of the way they're all put together, they stay open perfectly, and I like it. It looks really awesome. And then I just went back over the red with more red to make it higher up, like I said. And then this snap is sewn down to another piece of red 2mm what the foam. And so the black is 4mm and the red is 2mm. They're color coded. So I sewed it to that because it'll just rip off any other foam, and it won't rip through this foam. I've already tried before. So I sewed through that, and then I cut it out the shape that I needed and super glued it down, and it stays. And then they just snap to the thing, and this one's already snapped on there, but I'll show you close up that they they rotate. That's why I wanted the snap on the back, so they rotate like that. Because there's some artwork where her head's leaned back a little bit, and they rotate to still be facing the correct direction. Like they're still facing like up and down, no matter which way her head's turned. So I'm pretty sure that means they're rotating on her head. So I made them do that. It's not going to be perfect, but if I like have my head back in a picture or something, I don't know why I would. Let's say I'm dodging an attack from an enemy, I don't know, for a picture, then I can rotate them to look correctly. So that's something I can do. The only problem with this is I can't put the bottom pieces on. So this is what it came with. The original ones. No, not the original ones. The original ones didn't come with this. The ones that I bought to replace it that they only gave me one of came with these. So that's why I only have 2 of these instead of 4 like I need to. So they came like this, and they were just like that in it. It was horrible. So I flipped it around, which means I could put it in the foam in the back there. But the problem I'm running into is if something snags on these, they're gonna rip out. The foam's not that strong. It's strong, but not that strong. So these just rip right out. So these might be something I can't put on there. So I'm going to be vlogging at the convention. So if I figure out something by then you know, it'll be in that. I'll say it in that, and that'll be before this video anyway. So this video is coming out quite a bit after the convention has already happened, and I've already worn all this stuff. So yeah, if I say in that video, then or if I figure it out before that video happens or before the convention happens, I'll maybe edit this to have like a piece of me saying that, or I'll put text or something that explains how I fixed this to make it work. The props I didn't alter at all. All I did was they came with like a little tube that you could squeeze and put inside the bigger actual the staff part of the tube to make it so the 2 halves go together. But that was not strong enough at all, so I just put a dowel in there instead. It's not really much. That's literally what you should do to PVC pipe, is just put a dowel in there. So I just did what you normally do. I don't know. That's all I did to those, and I didn't alter any of the designs. I didn't remake anything or anything like that. The boots are just the boots with insoles. That's it. And then the wig I don't have because my friend has it. So I can post a picture of that because I'll have it before this goes out and I can edit it into this video. So there's that. And then maybe at the end of this I might show some convention footage of me in the costume or something. Because we're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff at the convention where we're all filming and stuff, or where I'm filming and stuff. So I'll have someone film me. We'll put that at the end of this rather than, like, for example, my cloud one, I was going to put me out back in our backyard, which actually is that way. And I don't think I ever got to do that. And then the Reinhardt one, I was going to do the same thing and I wasn't able to. This one I'm not going to be able to for sure. For a lot of reasons, but at the convention, since this is coming out after the convention, I can definitely get some video for that, for the end of this. I didn't do anything else to alter this that I can think of offhand, so we're done with the video. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this. If you like it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later.